Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, November 16th. This is Rob Cootie of the MLM Solution. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope everybody's safe and doing well. Today's subject is a good one. We have podcast number 78, as you can see on the ticker for all of you on the podcast. Today subject's going to be, should you or should you not leave your job and go full-time in your network marketing business? Again, should you or should you not leave your job to go full-time in your networking business? We're going to talk about that in great length. Once again, you're not going to learn this information anywhere else. Join us each and every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our podcast. If you will, use hashtag TheMLM Solution, hashtag TheMLM Solution to get to share our platforms and our podcast with our fellow network marketers across the globe. We go live each and every day on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. We'll see you shortly. Once again, we'll be going live here at 11 a.m. Thank you.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Hello, Miss Marie. How are you today?
Good morning, Rob. I am doing well. Happy Monday to you. How are you?
I'm fine, doing better all the time. I appreciate you asking. I had a good weekend, very productive weekend, and as you can tell, I'm in a good mood today. I actually feel like I got enough rest and I have focus, and my self rehab is going very well. I can get it up. I got my arm up to this high today and put a glass cup into its cupboard today. And I'm going to tell you, that was dangerous because I don't have a lot of strength in my fingers, so it's hard to hold on to things. So that was a real accomplishment. And what was the real accomplishment? I got my hand up to that high.
Awesome.
Yeah. But the thing is, my area where the brake is, whenever I move it past a certain point, it goes, and you can feel it move. It pops and moves. Not a good feeling. It makes me nauseated to my stomach. I do not like that. But you know what? I fight past it. You know, you got to do it, right? I can't stop.
Yeah, got to do what you got to do.
Yep. So, as you know, they've been giving me Oxycontin. They gave me 40 of them. I've already gone through those. And I only use them when I do my physical therapy so I can push the limits, where I can get the movement back. And so it's a long process, but I'm really pushing it. All of you can't see, but I have pillows stacked over. I don't know. Miss Marie says she can see them, but all of you on the podcast cannot. And they're stacked. They're 4 high and they're very thick. And I would say it's probably 20 something inches tall. And I put my elbow up there and I stretch it out and I exercise. And I'm going to tell you, if I don't take the pain, Miss Marie, it's like Miss Marie is standing on my shoulder right on the point where I had the operation. It's like she's standing on that constant pressure, which wears on you right here. I'm going to tell you. And so I'll do, as long as I can without the pain meds, because, as anybody that knows me, I'm not anti-medicine. I'm grateful. I'm thankful to the good Lord that we have today's medicine. Yes, they make mistakes, and yes, there's unfortunate deaths, but I'll take it every day of the week. But here's the thing. I'm so anti-medicine. If I don't have to take it, I won't take it. So there it is, right?
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm glad you are on the mend and things are getting better.
Well, can't you tell by the way I'm talking?
I can.
Yes, you can. I mean, there's sometimes I drag to get on here, and I know you can tell. It's hard. It's hard. When the pain is at that level, it's hard to concentrate. And especially when you got those pain meds over there going, I can make you feel better. It's like a mistress on the side of the street. Oh, I can make you feel so much better. So dangerous. Yeah. Well, you know what? When I don't take the meds, I get this. I have some wonderful bourbon that I'll just pour me 2 or 3 of those, and guess what? I'm doing fine.
That does it too, huh?
It does.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to get into our topic today, and I think it's funny that this topic actually landed on a Monday morning, because if you ask most people what their least favorite day of the week is, it's Monday. And you know why that is, right? It's
Oh
because
my gosh,
the
yes.
weekend's over and everybody has to go back to work. And I think at some point, if not on a regular basis, many people on Monday mornings are thinking, oh, if I could just quit my job, or, oh, I can't wait to retire. I worked with a gentleman that was counting down his days to retirement, and he would count the days, and he started something like 10 years out.
Oh my
And it was
God.
just crazy. But especially every Monday morning, he would announce how many days he had left to retirement. So I think the topic that we picked for today is especially good to land on a Monday. And I know I usually set these up, but I'll be honest with you, Rob, at the time I threw this together, I wasn't even thinking that this would be good on a Monday. It just struck me as we're sitting here starting to talk. So, our topic today, should you or should you not leave your job to go full time in your network marketing business, is just a great Monday morning topic, because a lot of people get into network marketing with the time freedom aspect in mind, right? People typically get involved in this because they're looking for one of 3 things. They're looking to build their income, they're looking for time freedom, or they're looking to up their lifestyle. And especially for the folks that are looking for the time freedom, they're looking to get away from that 9-to-5 job, which I don't know if that even exists anymore. Most people are working 10 and 12-hour days anymore, it seems like.
I agree. Well, I agree with that 100%. Yeah. Well, when I was in the military, and this is not to steal that thunder, when I was in the military, Miss Marie, 8-hour days would have been a blessing. Now, that's not saying we didn't. They strived because they knew the stress that long hours put on their people. So it wasn't like they were trying to run you into the ground, but at the same time, you had a job to do. And so my point being is that we were doing that a lot longer. I was a part of that a lot longer than most people, because it's just now catching up with what we did in the military. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I hate to see it. I hate to see people stressed out. I hate to see people doing that. And you know what? I'm glad that she told on herself, because I was going to get her. I was going to say, hey, guess what? She's the one that picked this subject.
Yes, but it was entirely serendipitous. I did not look at it and go, this is a good topic for a Monday. For whatever reason, maybe it was subconscious. It just landed here. So
yeah. Well, regardless, the bottom line is that you know what? It is a great topic, and it's one that I enjoy talking about. So I look forward to talking about that. And what I would like to do is get started. How about you?
let's go.
All right. Okay. With that being said, guys, look, here's the bottom line. Most people come into this business dreaming of 1 of 3 things, as we always tell you. They want more money, and you can get that at almost any level based on what your money requirements are. More time freedom, which is harder to come by. It's obviously very achievable in this business model, but here's the thing: it's going to take more commitment, more time to get to that level. And then the other aspect is that people want a better lifestyle. And once again, that all is determined by what kind of lifestyle you want, which will determine how much money you have to create, et cetera, et cetera. So with that being said, if you're going to pursue, this also, let me just back up a little bit. This goal, this is an admirable goal. I encourage everybody, if you can, to own your own business, and to, regardless of what industry it's in, and maybe, God willing, you'll get yourself to a point where you can hire other people, where you don't have to put in crazy hours unless you're a workaholic, okay? So that, once again, is going to be based on all of you guys. You're the ones that are going to have to make that determination. But in general, people that have a regular everyday job are looking and are thinking, and as Miss Marie said, she had a gentleman that she worked with that counted down the days until his retirement. When I was in the military, I think I did that 3 months out. I still had 3 months left because I couldn't even fathom, starting in year one, 365 days ago, guys, before I retired, that would drive me nuts. 3 months was hard to do. But the bottom line is you should be excited about leaving your job, whether it's through a 40-year plan, job plan, or longer, or whether it's through some kind of business or this business model. And this business model is by far the best because you can put in 2 to 3 years and literally set yourself up for the rest of your life if you so choose to never work again. That is a wonderful option. Even if you're in the movie industry or the music industry, you're still going to have to put out albums. You're still going to have to put out movies, even though you're going to get residual from your previous movies and albums. It typically is not enough to maintain a great lifestyle, especially the way some of those people live. Okay, so now that we've set all that up, that leads us into the really important subject and question. Should you leave your business or your job to go full-time in the network marketing business model? And obviously, the one thing that jumps out at you right away, Miss Marie, is that is a personal decision. Would you not agree?
Oh, absolutely. And everyone is going to be different. So we are going to be talking in generalities, of course, but
Right.
You have to decide for yourself. And this may be one of those topics that is worth a conversation with a mentor, a coach, one of us, to determine whether or not you're really in a position to do that and maintain your lifestyle without putting yourself financially at risk.
Yeah, good point. So with that being said, guys, what you have is a situation where if you're going to follow our 5 simple steps in our business building system, we're not going to get into the details. If you've been following us long enough, you know what the 5 simple steps encompasses. The threshold of profitability, the scale of ambition, the music to the ears message, the quick start program, along with getting your first check. All of that is 5 simple steps. Okay, so from this point on, when I say the 5 simple steps, please remember that those things go with that step-by-step program. Now, with that being said, that is going to lead you to a point someday, hopefully sooner rather than later, where you're going to have to make a decision. And it's a great decision to have. It can be stressful, but the thing is, you're going to have to ask yourself, am I going to go full-time? Okay, because once you make that leap, you never want to leave your job or your business on bad terms. Do not burn bridges, okay? People that are your bosses, people that own these companies that you work for, et cetera, they admire people that have the gumption to go out and build something themselves, okay? Whether it's in this business model or whatever. They understand because guess what? They want the same thing. They would not have started the business and built the business to the level that they have where you're working for them without the same kind of dream, same kind of determination, the ability to control their own future for the most part. Right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. So you are going to run into more acceptance than you realize. If you come in and say, look, I have built my business. I've been doing it quietly on the side. I'm going to resign. Because if you resign, they're going to ask you why, especially if you've been there for a long time. They're going to say, hey, what's going on? And you say, look, it's nothing more than I've built this wonderful business. I'm excited that I finally got to this point, and it's demanding more of my time, and I can't do both. And you understand building this company here, you had to make a decision, and I'm at that same point. People will get that, okay? So don't try and hide it. But until that point comes, you need to keep your mouth shut about your network marketing business. We have a podcast that we did. I wish I had the number. When we get a real producer, we'll have those numbers. But it's called Build from the Outside In, not the inside out. That means do not prospect the people that you work with. Do not prospect inside the company at all. Build from outside until the business gets to a point where you can leave your job. Okay. Then after you leave your job, if other people that you worked with at that company call you and say, hey, Rob, how did you do that? How did you leave? Why did you leave? Then you can let them know because you're no longer with the company. Okay. And you say, why do that? Because honestly, ethics, if you have any kind of character, if you have any kind of ethics, you're going to go to your job and you're going to do what they pay you to do. And that is keep your mouth shut. Do not circumvent or undermine that business by trying to recruit people from that business into your own business, whether it's a traditional business or network marketing. That doesn't matter. The point is, go in there, do your job they're paying you to do, be positive, put out positive results, and that will pay huge dividends, okay? So All right, so now you built your network marketing business to a level where you've come to the point where you got to take both feet and jump into the water, okay? And that water may go over your head because you're going to go in so deep. The bottom line is that you're going to have someone that's really knowledgeable about this business to help you make that decision. Now, I'm not going to get into that right now because we want to talk about your decision to leave your job or your business to go full time. So what happens is that each and every person, Miss Marie, and I'm going to stop here in a minute and get your input. Every person, like Miss Marie, may need $5,000 a month. Maybe she needs $10,000 a month before she'd ever think about leaving her job or whatever to go full time in network marketing. If that's the case, she's got to build her business to a point where it puts her, in other words, her network marketing business puts her in a position where she goes to bed at night thinking, what am I going to do? I'm making as much or more in my network marketing business than I am in my job. And the network marketing business is taking more and more of my time because I've got a lot of leaders busting everywhere. And she's at the point where she's going to discuss it with her spouse. It's weighing on her day after day. She knows internally she needs to make a decision. But she's been with her job for a long time. She likes it. She's been with the people at that job for a long time. It brings up a lot of mixed emotions for her. Would you not agree, Miss Marie, that people get to that point?
Oh, absolutely. And I will say too, a lot of people will actually get to that point prematurely. They'll come into the business, they'll get a little taste of success. They'll have a couple, 3 business partners sign up. They start producing some volume in the business and they get excited about it. And they sometimes pull that trigger a little bit too quick. I've seen that on more than one occasion where people are like, oh my goodness, I can see where this can just grow exponentially. I need to dedicate all my time to the network marketing business, and they'll quit their job before they're anywhere close to even replacing their income. And here are some things we need to think about too in terms of building your network marketing business and the income you have coming in. A lot of us get caught with just the salary we're making at our job, right? So when you have your network marketing business, you have to think in terms of that number, yes, and that is the major benchmark, but keep in mind a few different things. As an independent contractor, you are your own business owner. So not only are you looking for the same income level to match, you actually need a percentage more because you are going to have to pay your own taxes. And then another thing to think about in terms of the income that you're generating in your network marketing business is what about covering for insurance? Because a lot of us in our day-to-day corporate jobs, insurance is involved in what we have as well. We get a break on that, and that's something else you're going to have to be paying for separately. So there is the number that is your salary, but then you also have to think about insurance. You also have to think about taxes. So that number that you're after is actually higher than your annual income that you're looking for. Right. And definitely, if you pull the trigger prior to that, you could put yourself in a precarious position financially. Now, some people have the resources, the savings to compensate for that for a period of time. But that is a risk that a lot of people aren't willing to take because you want to be sure you're not messing with your current lifestyle too much, right? Like if you're used to going out to dinner once a week and doing those types of things, you don't all of a sudden want to quit your job and go back to that college course of ramen noodles for dinner 4 nights a week. Well, you're building your business because you're trying to save money because you don't have the same level of income. So there's a lot to think about in terms of where that bar gets set for when you're going to leave your job, or if you even do.
Yeah. And we're going to touch on that here in a minute too, because you're absolutely right, Miss Marie. And all those are great points. And hopefully, guys, if you didn't catch all that, please rewind the audio or the video and listen to what she just said, because there was a lot of great information there. Look, I'm going to add on to what she's saying. Look, let's say that Miss Marie is our example here, and she's got to make $10,000 a month in order for her to even think about leaving her job, okay? Not accounting for the emotional attachment she has to the job and the memories and the people that's there. That's a totally different thing for her to deal with when it comes to time to make that decision to leave, if that's what she chooses to do. Understand that, you know what, you can do both to a certain degree, but you're going to look, you can't serve two masters. I mean, that's the bottom line. And you might think that you're Superman or Superwoman and that you can. Guys, there's going to come a point where you're going to have to make a decision, because your business, your network marketing business, if you have set it up right, it is going to continue to grow, and it's going to demand more of your time. You're going to wear yourself out mentally and physically trying to juggle two major commitments. Okay. And if you have a big boy or big girl job or position with the company that you're with, that requires a lot of time already. And it probably comes with a lot of stress and probably a nice paycheck. You add the network marketing business on top of that, and especially if it's growing, the things and the challenges that are going to come with continuing to build that and to manage, I won't use the word manage, continue to massage that as it goes along, you're going to be putting in 16 to 18, 20-hour days. And that is no joke to maintain the two. So you're not going to be able to maintain, you can't serve two masters. The network marketing business model and the success that you can build in that is going to put you in a position to make that decision. So if Miss Marie's making $10,000 a month, and let's say your network marketing business is making 12 to 13, and she can see where in the near future it could be $15,000 a month. And now she says, well, you know what, my business is really growing. I got a lot of pin rank advancement. The volume is really starting to take off. And she goes to bed at night. She knows in her mind that she is being put in this position. Now, here's the point. If she thinks, no, I'm Superwoman, I'm close to retirement. Miss Marie, let's say that you're in a job that you can retire at 20, 25 years. You've got 18 years in. Here's my input. Do not quit that job, okay? Do what you can to cut back as many hours as you can in your network marketing business and try to finish out those 2 years. Miss Marie, if I was in the military, if I was in a government job, if I was in another job where I could retire at 20 years, if I was at the 18-year mark and I was going to bed, my network marketing business is exploding. My input to you, if I was counseling Miss Marie today and she says, Rob, I want to go full-time in network marketing business, I would tell her, in this situation, do not leave your company. Why? She is throwing away something. What if she leaves that 18 years, only has 2 more years to go to get her pension, whatever, okay? And then all of a sudden the network marketing company goes out of business 3 months down the road, okay? Especially if she hasn't saved her money and paid off her debt, which we advocate with the network marketing business model, which we'll touch on here shortly. She has now given up 18 years of her life and is going to get little to nothing in return for her network marketing business, thinking that it was rock solid. The thing about a new network marketing company is that it's volatile. It could go out of business the very next day. She could quit today, and tomorrow it could close its doors, okay? Guys, if you're that close, you need to counsel with someone that has your best interest at heart, your best interest, not their downline, not their business. Yeah, Marie, go ahead and quit. This new company's rock solid. It's funded. It's this, it's that. It is good to go. Next thing you know, the next day, the FCC shows up at their door and closes it down, okay, because of one of their products or something. Or they find out it's a scam or there's embezzlement taking place. You see what I'm saying, Miss Marie? Would you not agree with that?
Well, absolutely. It's a precautionary thing you have to think about. If you do follow what we advocate and you're getting involved with a new network marketing business that is less than 3 years old, and we always talk ideally within the first year or two, that is a volatile company to be a part of. There is high risk, high reward. We're after that high reward, but keep in mind it does come with high risk as well.
That's right. And what we're saying here, let me clarify and make sure I bring this point to a close, because I want to go on to another one. She's making $10,000 a month in her job right now. She's been with this company for 18 years. She gets retirement, a really nice retirement after 20 years, okay? If she's at the 18-year mark and her network marketing business is putting her in a position where, because it's making $12,000, $13,000 a month, she's going to bed at night feeling pressure because she can see the volume growing in her back office. She can see the number of leaders growing. She could see the pin rank advancement. It's requiring a lot of her time. If I was counseling her, as I bring this example to a close, I would tell her, Marie, do not quit your job, because I'm concerned about her and her future. She's got a rock solid thing going on with that company at 18 years and only has 2 more to go. It's her decision. I'm not going to butt heads with her. I'm not going to try and convince her. I'm going to use common sense. And I'm going to say, stand on the outside in, do not quit your job. All right. Would you agree with that?
I would, absolutely. And in the grand scheme of things, while on the front end, 2 years may look like a long time, as we know, it goes super fast.
Especially if you're older like us. Or me, not her. He's still a young chick. All right. So let's look at another example. There's someone that is making $3,000-$4,000 a month, has been struggling most of their life. They have a family. They have a job they really don't like. They've been with that company for 10, 11 years. All of a sudden, they've got some network marketing money. Let's say they're making $1,000, $1,500 a month. They think they've hit the gold mine. They think they hit the lottery because $1,500 to them is a lot of money. Okay, and now they want to go full time in their business. Guys, big mistake, big mistake. We're going to talk about why here in a moment. But the thing is, do not do that to yourself. Okay. Are there examples of people making those kind of commitments? Yes, absolutely. Have they been successful in that? Yes, absolutely. But those are few and far between. The odds are against you in these situations, not with you. Okay. There are people that, and I admire them. I've seen it. I've not personally lived it, but I've been friends with some of these people, Miss Marie, where they give up everything. I mean, literally everything overnight and just jump in full bore and run with this. And I've seen a few that made it work, but there are many more sad cases where they fell flat on their face. So the reason I bring up this other example, $3,000 a month, where they're making $3,000, $4,000 a month, they've been struggling, is because the pressure is immense at home to better their situation. And $1,500 a month in a network marketing business can be very enticing. Okay, you do not want to fall for that. Here's why. And this, what I'm getting ready to tell you is exactly, and we're going to close the show out talking about what the subject is. Should or should you not leave your job? Okay, as a whole. But this example right here is this. We advocate because we care about people. We care about you. We want you to have a wonderful, positive experience with this business model and in life. And if we really care about you, we're going to preach what? The basics. And that's what we're doing here. Look, you're making $1,500 a month extra on top of the $3,000 or $4,000 you're making right now. You're struggling, yes. It's enticing to take that money and say, I'm going to go full time. I'm on a roll. Don't do that. Because if you're making $3,000 or $4,000 a month, what that tells me is typically you're going to have an 8 to 10 hour a day job, which leaves more than enough time for you to build your business, even if it starts growing. And if you're making $1,500 a month, chances are you are starting to break some pin rate and you're starting to create some volume, because you're not going to make that kind of money if you're not in most comp plans. That being said, here's what I'm saying. You must take your money, your extra $1,500 a month, and pay off as much debt as you possibly can. You can't pay off your house. You may be able to pay off a car too. But guys, your first year, first 6 months at least, should be totally dedicated to paying off as much debt as you possibly can. Okay? And let's say in 6 months you're able to pay off everything but your house and one car. You have to make this choice. I'd advocate paying off the other car, but let's just use this as an example. Then you've got to save up 3 months of your income. If you're making $3,000 to $4,000 a month, let's say $4,000, that means in 3 months you're making $12,000. You should have saved up in your network marketing business, the income, the $1,500. You should save up at least $12,000 in an emergency fund, plus paying off your debt. So if your first 6 months in the business, let me back up. After you're making $1,500 a month, you take that point and go forward. In other words, the first month you make $1,500 a month and you're excited and you're thinking about going full time, stop yourself and say, no, I'm going to take this $1,500 and from this day forward, 6 months out, I'm going to pay off all the debt I can in 6 months. So that's going to eat up your first year, right, Miss Marie?
Yep.
There's no doubt about it. Then after you pay off as much debt as you possibly can, you got to start saving $12,000. Okay. Now, hopefully your income will go up from $1,500 and you can save up $12,000 sooner rather than later. But the point is, that's going to take another 3 to 4 months. Now you're into your second year, right, Miss Marie? Which is what we preach, is it not? 2 years. Give this business 2 years. Okay. So in 2 years, you've paid off almost all your debt and you've saved up $12,000. Now now, and I encourage you to save up more than $12,000. Most financial experts will tell you to save up at least the word there is at least, or 2 words, at least 3 months of savings for emergencies, meaning that if you have a dreaded disease that takes you 3 months to overcome, you have money, because you may not be able to work your job. You have money that maintain your current lifestyle. History has shown most financial experts that most people are not sick that long. Okay, that's the reason why they say have at least 3 months of emergency funds saved up. Right, Miss Marie? Correct?
That is accurate. I mean, the typical that I hear is 3 to 6 months of reserves, and that's assuming you lose all income and you're going to maintain your current lifestyle, meaning being able to meet all the obligations you have in terms of paying debt, paying your bills, food, all that type of thing. So 3 to 6 months savings is the average that I typically hear.
I agree. And I'll be honest with you, I prefer 6. I've said that many times, and I agree with them. They have stretched out 6 months because most people, what they have found out, people that battle really serious diseases typically go longer, the treatment, more than 3 months. But anyway, okay, so we're using the minimum 3 months. Guys, that's 2 years. And I'm going to tell you, we talk about all the time, your 2-year period in this business is going to go fast. Right, Miss Marie? It is crazy how fast it goes. Your days are eaten up. I mean, they go so fast, it's just a blur. And you think, oh my gosh, 2 years, that's so long. Guys, I'm telling you, just stay focused, do the 5 simple steps, just get going. Look, you're going to be in a better position down the road than you are now. Okay? You're stressed out now. Just do what we tell you. And if you do the basics, I'm telling you, each month is going to get better. Okay? Because you're making progress. Okay, so you get yourself to a point where you have $12,000 saved up. You've paid off the majority of your debt. The company's been around for 2 years now. You're feeling pretty good about the company. You're still not out of the woods. As Miss Marie said, most companies, 90% of new businesses go out of business within the first 3 to 5 years. That's a proven fact. That is statistical information that's been around for the last 50, 60, 70 years. I mean, the government monitors that all the time. So it hasn't changed. So you got to realize you're not out of the woods, but at least the company's been around for 2 years. Now you're in a position where you can really start to develop a lifestyle. Because even though when you first started paying off your debt, that first month when you made that decision, I'm going to pay off the debt from this point forward, hopefully your income went up from $1,500 a month to $2,100 a month to $2,800 a month, $3,000 a month, because you continued to move along. You continue to do what we taught you in our business building system. And by the time year 2 rolls around, you could be knocking on the door through the $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. So it's not like your network marketing income stayed stagnant at $1,500 a month. So saving up $12,000 in emergency funds is not a far-fetched idea, okay? And that means that, but when you are finally turn that corner and have that $12,000 saved up, you could really start to focus on building a really incredible income, monthly income, in a lifestyle from that point forward. Would you not agree? Did I paint that picture correctly?
Absolutely. I think you're dead on with what you're saying there.
Okay. So once again, you can see this is all focused towards you. Okay. We're not talking about, if you were in our downline, this is the way Miss Marie and I would work with you. We are concerned about you. We want you to have a positive experience out of your network marketing journey. Okay. And we want you to have, as an end result, a positive life experience. And what you'll do is pass that same method, that same business building process down to your downline, further extending that positivity in people's lives. That's the reason why we do this. Okay. If we were greedy, if Miss Marie and I were all about money, we wouldn't give a hoot about you. We wouldn't care about what decision you make, because you're an adult. You can make those decisions. And if you make the wrong decision, that's on you, not us. Okay. And that's the way a lot of people do it. And that's wrong. Look, we're here. We're sincere. When we say we're here to help you, we're here to help you. If you were in our business, we maintain that same mentality. We're here to help you. This business is all about helping other people be bigger than you. Okay. So if I watch out for you, you're not going to get that anyplace else. And the chances of you sticking around with me is going to be greater than ever, because you're going to sit down at night and saying, I don't know if I can get that kind of care, if I can get that kind of human touch, if I can get that kind of human compassion from any other person in this industry. Okay, because it's a big crapshoot, is it not, Miss Marie? We have found that out. It's
certainly can be.
Yes, it's about the dollar. Okay, so what we're teaching you guys, look, and this is not anything new. You know where I learned this? Amway, Miss Marie. That's what they preached. I mean, what I'm sharing is a step-by-step plan. It's what they taught us. And I think it's wonderful, because they were concerned about the person and not about the dollar. And that was awesome. And I maintain that to this day. So the point is that, look, this is a basic of life. Whether you're with the business or the company you're with now, you should save up 3 months minimum of emergency funds. Okay. You should not make any serious life-changing decisions without consulting someone that may be more knowledgeable than you. In a network marketing business model, that would be someone like Ms. Marie or I, okay? Someone that has a passion for people, someone that understands how this business works, someone that understands the basics of finance. Because what we're teaching you here, what we're talking about is nothing new. This is not earth-shaking. This is basic 101 finance, okay? And if you go to any expert, they're going to tell you that same thing. They're going to ask you, do you have emergency funds saved up? How much? Okay? Because it tells them right away where you are. Not only mentally towards money, but where you are financially in your life. Right, Miss Marie?
Well, yes, absolutely. And I would certainly advocate for, when you get to the point of considering whether or not to leave your job to focus fully on your network marketing business, strongly suggest consulting with a financial advisor of some sort, someone who's objective, who can look at your situation and help you logically think through the numbers that you have working in your favor as well as against you, to make that determination of whether or not now is the time to pull that trigger. Because I tell you what, Rob, it's exciting and enticing to be at a point where you think you can leave your job and that emotion can take over, because it's like, man, I want to be done with that 9-to-5 job. I want to be able to tell all my family and friends that, look, you doubted me. I was able to do this, and I'm saying bye-bye to my job, and you're still going and working your 40-hour gig. Ha.
Exactly.
There's a little bit of, emotion that you can get carried away with and make that decision prematurely. So absolutely, positively, have that conversation with someone who can give you an objective back and forth questioning of whether or not you're really at a point where you should be making that decision.
Absolutely. And that's well put. And let me say this, guys, do not let the cars, do not let the homes entice you. It can be very intoxicating. The thought of going full time. I'm telling you, if you just follow this simple plan, you're going to look back and be so happy. Now, let me just clarify something. You got $12,000. Say you follow what we're telling you. You start paying off your debt. You get to the point where you have $12,000 saved up. Okay. Here's the thing. If you got $12,000 in emergency funds and you have only $200 in your regular checking account, you cannot leave your job. Okay. Because you got to act like that $12,000 doesn't exist. You can't just say, oh, yeah, I got a safety net right there. I don't care what I have in my regular checking. Guys, what if one of your children, God forbid, something happens and eats up that $12,000? What if your spouse, the same thing? What if you have a legal issue pop up out of the blue and eats up that? Guys, you cannot. You got to have $12,000 in addition to having, I used to have $50,000 minimum in my checking account. Okay, I quit doing that because of ID theft and all that other crazy crap. But the point is, guys, I made sure I always had more than enough money in my checking account back then. In addition to, I act like all the other money is not even there. I don't even think about it. Okay, that's the situation you got to be in. The $12,000 is in addition to having a healthy checking account, right, Miss Marie?
Absolutely.
So where you can't have zero in your checking account and $12,000 in your emergency fund account, but guess what? Your emergency fund account quickly becomes your checking account. Do not do that. So I want to clarify that as we move forward here. Now, let's say you have a nice, healthy checking account. You have $12,000 in your emergency fund. You have most of your debt paid off. Guys, do not go out and buy a Ferrari. Do not go out and buy an island. Do not go out and buy a yacht. Do not go out and buy $1 million home or a vacation home. Guys, do not stretch yourself thin. All you've done is get to ground zero. All this hard work has gotten you financially to ground zero. Okay? You want to get in a situation, and nowadays you need to really get with a financial person. And man, I hate saying that because I've always handled my own finances, and financial people have their own agenda sometimes. I really don't want to go there. But okay, this is a proper example. Look, I didn't think about buying a car, a boat, a vacation home until Miss Marie. I got to a point where I could almost pay cash for all of it. If I wanted a $30,000 car, I could pay $30,000 and it wouldn't hurt my checking account. Okay, of course that's a big hole, and I don't want to come across the wrong way. But what I'm saying is, guys, if I spent $30,000 on a car, I didn't have $1,000 left. Okay, I didn't spend 99% of my money. Okay. I spent $30,000 and I still had $70,000 left over. Okay. I didn't hurt the family. And something I always wanted and something I worked hard for, I rewarded myself. If I wanted a vacation home and the vacation home was $150,000, then I would at least want to put it half down or maybe pay cash. And you say, oh my gosh, I can't even fathom that. It's because you've never done it. Okay. The bottom line is once you do it, it becomes, like, okay, I did that and it didn't hurt me. Not a big deal. If you build this business right, believe me, you'll get to a point where you'll have those decisions. But don't do it now. Stay focused because, look, that $12,000 and you having a healthy checking account and having most of your debt pay off has just gotten you to ground zero. Now you're building it up. Now the things you're doing are adding positive numbers to your financial situation. Would you not agree, Ms. Marie?
Well, I do agree, absolutely. And again, it's taking into consideration what you need in order to continue your lifestyle, if not improve it, before, leaving your job, making that decision.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, if you need new clothes, should you get new clothes? Yes. And I really don't like scaling down to this level, but I want to make sure I'm clear because some people misconstrue some of the things you say. Look, if you need new cars, get new cars. Sell your old ones. If you can, pay cash for the new ones or I always buy used cars. I never buy new cars. I have in the past. A big mistake because I'm a finance. I want to say a cheapskate, penny pincher. I love deals, and I'm not going to pay full price for a car because everybody knows it depreciates at least 30 to 50% the moment you drive it off. I don't care if it's a Lamborghini or whatever. It's going to depreciate the moment you drive off the lot. I'm not taking that hit. So the bottom line is, guys, look, if you need new clothes for you and your family, you should do it. You're in a position where you can do that. It's not going to hurt you. It's a prime example of having $100,000 and buying a $30,000 car. Yes, you took a little bit of a hit, but guess what? You got $70,000 left. If you and your family need new clothes and you're making $1,500 to $2,000, $3,000 a month, guess what? Those clothes, even if it cost you $1,500, you still, and yeah, it took a hit, but guess what? You still got $1,500 in your pocket, okay, to handle anything else that comes up, okay? So if you need a new car, something that's dependable for the kids and the spouse, guess what? Do it. This is a situation where you can do that. Because if you commit to a new car, a monthly payment, that new payment is going to be $300 to $500 a month. And with your current income in the network marketing business, you should be able to easily afford that. Now, I encourage you to pay cash for it, but you may need the car sooner rather than later and can't afford to pay the cash. Guys, to better as Miss Marie said, to better your life situation, you should consider these type of small purchases, not an island, not $1 million home, okay, not a Lamborghini, right, Miss Marie?
Well, yeah, and here's the thing. We're going off on a little bit of a tangent here because as you grow your business, there's definitely a level of financial education that has to take place. So you understand the difference, the true difference between assets and liabilities, because you're almost getting into a realm here where it's like that lottery mentality. If you've always functioned the same way and money comes in and money goes out, people who win the lottery 5 years down the road are typically worse off financially than they were before winning the lottery, because they don't have the understanding of how to use finances. The average person, if you ask them to list their assets, they're going to tell you their assets include their home and their car. And a high percentage of the time, I can guarantee you, those aren't actually assets, those are liabilities. Because it is the rare person who owns their vehicle outright, not making any payments on it. If you're making payments on your vehicle, it's a liability.
That's right.
Your home, 99.8% of the people who think they own their home and list it as an asset, I hate to tell you, it's a liability, because you are still paying on it. You don't own that home. So there's a big difference here. And we don't have the time, or do we have the expertise to really get into the whole financial management realm of things. But this is where I'm saying you need to consult with someone who has that knowledge and who can help you. And this is one of those things that's worth investing a little bit of time and effort into learning for yourself, so you can manage your money well and make those decisions in your own best interest.
That's right. Well said. So let's summarize today's, let's bring this to a close, okay? Because we've talked about it enough. Look, as we close this, and I'm going to get to the point, do not leave your job if you're in a government position or with a company that has a 20-year retirement plan, and you're at year 18, I'd say even year 17 to 20. Guys, big mistake. Look, the government offered me, when I was in the military at the year 15 mark, they offered me, which back then was a lot of money, $68,000 or $86,000, can't remember which, to get out, because it was going to save the government a lot of money if I got out. And they spent a lot of money on retirees. Okay, I didn't take it. Okay, because the long-term benefits and the long-term money that I was going to make was far exceeded that $86,000. Okay, now that was at the 15-year mark. I said I'll commit myself to finishing out those last 5 years. That's what I'm saying here. Do not give up. If you have a retirement plan and you're close, you have to decide what close is. Mine was at the 15-year mark. Miss Marie's may be at the 18-year mark. The point is, do not make this critical decision under duress. Do not make it blind. In other words, not look into the total picture. Please evaluate your total picture. And if you can, maintain your job and build your network marketing business to the best of your ability without losing your family, without losing your job, and without ruining your health. Okay? Each situation is different. If your income in the network marketing business gets so big that it dwarfs what you're making in your job, okay, that makes that decision even tougher. If she's at the 18-year mark, that's a tough. You're making $20,000, $30,000 a month in your network marketing business, and you're only making 10 in your company, and you're at the 18-year mark of a 20-year retirement plan. That's tough. Once again, that's a call you have to make. Okay, remember this, and this is it. Your network marketing business is always temporary. Well, Rob, you said you could live off the residual income. Guys, that is rare, rare, rare. Okay? Finding a company that's going to be around for 27 years and throw off that residual income for that long, it's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be very rare. I'm not saying it's impossible. It doesn't happen with the frequency that it did back in the 80s and 90s. So knowing that, remember, network marketing success is a fleeting thing. Whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, it's fleeting. It's not the same as her having a steady 20-year job that will throw off her retirement check because she was on a 20-year retirement plan. Don't give up that 20-year retirement plan that will take care of you the rest of your life when the network marketing business may go out of business a year down the road and leave you high and dry. Right, Miss Marie? As we close, would you not agree?
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. So that's it in a nutshell. It's a personal decision. As you can tell, each situation is very different. You're going to have to make that decision. But we gave you enough information here that you can take a level-headed approach. If you go back and listen to this and write down the guidelines we gave you, they will do tremendous, wonderful things for you if you make the right decision, okay? But only you can make that decision. We're not here to be your guides. We're not here to evaluate what you should or should not do. it is as you can tell, it is a tough situation. Miss Marie, you have anything to add as we close?
I do not. I think we covered this well. And the one thing I think the bottom line that it comes down to is be conservative in your decision making. Take the safe path, because this decision of whether or not to leave your job, focus full time on your network marketing business, it's a big one.
It is a big one. Now and this is closing. Look, if you're making that $3,000 to $4,000 a month and you're making $30,000 in your network marketing business, time to leave the job. Okay, time to leave, because you're not going to go from $3,000 to $4,000 a month in that company to $10,000 a month within the next year. Would you agree? And that's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep, I agree.
In that situation, you should leave and run with your network marketing business as hard as and fast as you can. Right, Miss Marie?
Absolutely. And again, this is another example of us bringing you information that you're really not going to hear anywhere else. So if you would please like, comment, share our various social media platforms. You can find us across the interwebs using hashtag TheMLM-solution. That's hashtag TheMLM-solution. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Register for notifications there so you get notified when we drop new content for you. And then, of course, visit our website, TheMLMsolution.net. That's TheMLMsolution.net. Tremendous amount of valuable information there on the website. Much of it free to download right now. So
That's right.
I would strongly recommend you go check that out, TheMLMsolution.net. And Rob, I am super excited about tomorrow. You know, we talked about our 5 simple steps, which is something you can find on our website, of course. But we talk about the prospecting process and how to go about the music to the ears message and use the scale of ambition and all those types of things. But what about when your prospect starts asking you questions?
Yeah.
So tomorrow we're talking about how to handle those tough prospect questions. So be sure to join us tomorrow morning, Tuesday, November 17th, 11 a.m. Eastern time, and we'll be talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a tough one. And guys, if you don't know what to say, you do not want to miss this episode, because this is one of the more important ones that we'll be doing. That is no joke. There's no hyperbole there. That's straight up. You get cornered when they ask you a tough question, and you just go, that's not a good answer. So you do not miss tomorrow's episode, so that you can learn how to handle those tough questions with professionalism, with confidence. And that will also instill confidence in your prospects and that you know what you're doing. All right, Miss Marie, with that being said, let's hop off of here. You had a great episode today. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for everything. You guys have been awesome.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, TheMLMsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.